Hello, hello, my Justice family. Happy Sunday to you. Happy Day After Love Day. I hope everybody had a very wonderful, wonderful Valentine's Day. Today we have a very interesting segment for you. Today's episode is talking about mental health, basically, and how we can heal while we're all on a daily grind, a daily hustle. Because basically, mental health is it's not a luxury. It's that quiet anchor behind that everyday grind. It's that soft place that we rarely ever let ourselves land. So today, that's what we're discussing because basically, in our communities, the weight of mental health is very, very heavy. Um, see, I got a few statistics for y'all. Um, See, according to the Office of Minority Health of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Black adults are more likely to experience persistent symptoms of emotional distress like sadness and hopelessness, even though we are less likely to receive treatment. Now that hits a little deep and it hits a little different. So today that's the narrative that we are reclaiming. We're talking about healing while hustling. So we are just going to wait for everybody on the panel to join us. If y'all just give us a few minutes and allow them time to tap in. Let's see here. We're just waiting for everybody, so y'all please bear with us. We're just waiting for everybody, so y'all please bear with us. Sorry, y'all. Sitting here playing with the buttons on my little phone here. Kid, what's up?
Y'all,
How you doing today, son? How was your Valentine's Day?
bullshit. I'm playing. No, it was good. We're out and about right now.
Good to hear. Good to hear. We're just waiting on the rest of our crew to hop on here with us. So, how was your week? What's been good? Tell me something good.
I got a $500 bonus.
Well, I'm glad to hear you finally got that. That's a great thing.
I had to work for that shit more than when I needed to, but I had to work for that shit.
Well, I mean that's part of the hustle, part of the grind. Let me bring Octavius on here. Give me just a second. Let's see. Uh-oh. Octavius, I see your invite. I'm trying to bring you in. Let's see here. So, kid, do you know what we're talking about today?
Mmm,
No.
no.
All right, well, give me just a second here. Let me see what's going on. Wow, it's not letting me bring Octavius in.
Damn, I should got something to snack on.
See here. There we go.
My poor girls.
What you want?
All right. So we adding Octavius in here. There
No.
he is. What's good with you? How was your Valentine's?
Good. I got my cinnamon toast crunch.
Oh, so we going back in the day, are
Come
we?
on now. Come on.
Y'all bringing Adam in. Y'all give me just a second. He should be on here shortly.
What up?
What's
I'm
up?
being
What's
I'm
up?
being sun kissed right now.
Uh, You and me both. I had to switch my blind the other way because, man, that's something serious. But I'm happy to have it. I'm glad we have
Yeah, I take it over that cold shit we've been having.
it.
I want some
Yeah.
tamales.
I will take the standard sunshine over this tripolar weather we've been having any day. Cause
Facts.
it's been beyond bipolar. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Adam,
One
how was
day
your
I want to be
Valentine's
hot, the
Day?
next day I want to be cold. 1 hour I want to rain, the next moment I want to be sunny.
That's why I called it tripolar. But yeah, Adam, how was your Valentine's Day, homie?
It was cold. I ain't do shit.
I heard that. Same over here. Same over here. It was
I ain't do
a
shit. No,
nice, relaxing day.
the old lady had to work, so she doing her thing, and me and the kids just chilling. They ain't there playing video games, so that's been our whole weekend.
All right, all right. Well, as I told our viewers, today we are talking about something we've kind of touched on this in previous episodes, but in the previous episodes, we were more so identifying the issues and not really providing solutions. So today we're talking about how mental health really isn't a luxury. It's a necessity, basically, in today's life, in today's world, in today's hustle. It is a necessity. So that's basically what we're talking about today. Um, Adam, I'm going to ask you, when you hear the phrase mental wealth, what comes to mind for you?
For me, mental wealth is that's having the wherewithal to know and be aware of what's going on with you physically, mentally, and spiritually. That's what I say mental wealth is, and to be able to control what comes your way in those three aspects.
Okay, good answer, good answer. Like we on Jeopardy, good answer. Octavius, I'm going to ask you, what's one word that you would use to describe um, healing in the midst of mental health?
Um, I'm not trying. I ain't gonna try to sound too deep, but I think it's mastery because everything that we do starts in the mind. So if you can master the mind, you can pretty much master almost anything. So I would have to say that if I had one word, mastery.
Okay, okay, I
Yeah.
like that. Darius, I'm gonna ask you the same question. In the midst of mental wealth, healing, all that, what is one word you would use to describe all of this?
Self accountability.
I like that. I mean, I would say accountability just in general, but yeah, yeah, I do like that. So, I got a little statistic
Wait,
here.
wait,
Y'all
wait,
know
wait,
I
wait.
like,
What do
what's
you
up?
what do you believe it to be? You didn't answer.
Okay, all right.
Mm.
What do I believe mental wealth to be?
Yes.
I believe it to be being sound and secure in not only your mental, but your spiritual, your physical, your emotional, all of those components put together. You have to be able to, like someone said earlier, you have to be in control of all of that in order to have that balance, have that peace, and just be able to tackle your everyday task. So
I like that.
that's pretty much what it is to me. Y'all know I'm gonna pull my statistics and stuff, especially when it comes to stuff like this. So I do have one statistic. This comes from the 2023 version of the American Psychiatric Association. Black Americans are 20% more likely to experience serious psychological distress than white Americans, yet are half as likely to receive mental health treatment. Let's speak on that, y'all.
I
Who
mean,
wants
that
to go
sounds
first?
about right. I mean, growing up, um, Well, at least me, I was always taught as a man, as a black man, to don't show your emotion. Keep it within yourself. Don't let anybody see you down. Don't let nobody see you cry. Just man up. That's what we hear a lot. Man up. So, we're in a different time now, which is good. It's good. We're in a time where we can tell our, kids, hey, you know, if you need to cry, cry, get it out, because mental health is something where we're seeing it's taking people out of here, literally out of here. So we have to make sure, starting at a young age, to tell our kids, hey, it's okay to, be a little bit emotional here and there, and it's okay to be yourself, and it's okay to be self-aware of what's going on. You don't have to be, a lot of times parents say, kids stay in the kids' place. Black parents, I should say, right? But at the same time, as a kid, they need to be aware of what's going on, because these young kids are different nowadays. They really need to know what's going on too. So do they need to be in a child's place? To a point. But at the same time, you got to keep your kids aware of what's going on, because the maturity level for these kids nowadays, the younger they are, the maturity level is getting up there to where they know a lot of stuff that you better have your kids ready for, because they're going to hear it at school.
Say that shit again. Darius, you already know what I'm talking about. But yeah, nah, I definitely share that, and I mean it's straight facts on everything that you're saying. Me personally, I kind of feel like so many of us go through every day in survival mode. I mean, it's like how the old folks used to say it, no rest for the weary. Is that how they used to say that? I mean,
Shit, I always say
survival
no
mode
rest for the
just
wicked.
seems, what's that?
No, I'm saying I'm being stupid. I always say no rest for the wicked.
I mean, yeah, they would say that too, but I mean, we're all just kind of like stuck in surviving instead of being balanced and being at that peaceful state. Survival mode has become the new norm. And like, how do we address that? That's the question. How do we address that? Anybody got something to say?
Well, I think, so I'm gonna give a little pushback. You know what I'm saying? So there is a level of, you know, there was some truth behind those old sayings and things of that nature. Because you do need to have the kids stay in the kids' place, to a regard, right? And then you kind of, you know, eventually kind of introduce them to different things, right? For instance, I didn't know I was broke growing up. I didn't know I was broke. I didn't know we were poor. You know what I'm saying? Just saying, I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? Not until years later, until, had those deep conversations with my mom, and she was telling me how much she was raising me off of, per year. And I'm like, dang, really? And so, you know, it's not for instance, it's not for an 8-year-old to figure out how to make sure the bills paid.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, you know what I'm saying? You know, that shouldn't be, that shouldn't be weighed on the 8-year-old, right?
True.
So we can agree upon that, right? Now we understand that they're introduced to a lot of different things at a younger age, and entertainment and television has probably introduced our kids to a whole lot. But as far as it kind of reminds me, I think we just need to do things in stages. Reminds me of a story of a lady who was really having mental problems, and the thing is, she went from sitting up to walking,
Mm.
and then then running and things like that. And when she went to a psychiatrist or whatnot, they developed she never learned to crawl.
That
So
that's
she's
that's
having
deep.
all these issues because she skipped a stage. I know we like the cheat code on games and we just want to go to the end, but there's a reason why there's level 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, right? So
Yeah.
sometimes we be skipping the stages by moving too fast. Now, as far as what's the solution, I don't know the solution, but I do believe that we should, you know, as far as the kids, allow them to fail in controlled environments. but not put too much on them too soon. But throw things little by little and build on that. As far as us, I do believe that a lot of times black families we just don't believe in going to a psychiatrist. We don't believe in talk. We don't believe in like mentorship. A lot of times, I mean, I think we're understanding that. Now, as far as the emotional aspect of it, uh, I don't know. I'm still kind of on the fence about that because as a young boy, we was taught not to cry and things like that, but also because you never know what's too much.
Yeah.
And if we have a woman on the panel here, and you could just be transparent, I'm gonna throw something at your way. Now,
Okay.
when pressure starts happening and your man starts to fold, I don't know what we gonna do. That's gonna you're gonna dry up like the Sahara Desert. Just say it. Okay? Amen. So there's a level of stoicism that has to be instilled in young men that turn into men that turn young boys that grow up to be young men. You know what I'm saying? So you can't listen. If I'm in the army or something like that, and my general is caving under pressure, I'm not
Mhm.
too confident that he's the leader for me.
Well, I mean,
I'm just
I
saying.
I kind of want to direct that towards Darius because I mean, Darius, you are a product of a single mother household. So as you were growing up, could you tell that I was under pressure? Could you tell, when something wasn't going right? Or did I just make this shit look too easy?
70-40.
Okay, explain.
Wait a
Or
minute.
60
Wait,
40, my bad. 60-40.
wait. Okay.
60-40.
Okay.
60-40.
I ain't want to say nothing either. It's all good.
Uh,
Y'all heard me say explain.
but no, 60 on the part that you did make it look easy because at the same time, like I tell everybody about my mom growing up, if I wanted that new PlayStation, I got it. But the 40 side of it, there was times I know we went where like where we had to live a certain way just because you got me that new PlayStation or something like that. So I mean, and then you always made it an effort to take us to Six Flags, Astroworld, Disney on Ice, the Monster Jam. Shit, I went to WrestleMania. But also at the same time, there were a lot of times where I saw that we did have to pay for that longer than what most would have to.
Okay.
My dad was the opposite.
What did she say?
Kaylee said her pops was the opposite.
Meaning what?
Mm. My dad was, regardless of what I asked, it costs too much money. We can't do that. So I always grew up knowing that I couldn't have privileged things.
Okay. All right. So let me ask everybody systemic inequalities. How how much of a factor do y'all feel that takes on the health journey
Wait,
for
hold on, wait, real quick. I want to make a remark here.
okay.
This was
Oh
I'm
Lord.
talking about like Disney on Ice, WrestleMania, Monster Jam, and stuff on the black people side. That was from a white person perspective.
True.
So that's why I brought up the question of systemic inequalities. I mean, you got all different races and all different kinds of situations out there. Now, unfortunately, the minorities are the ones that have to suffer the most when it comes to, mental stability, mental health. But I mean, systemic inequalities is out there for everybody. So, how do y'all feel that that shapes a mental journey for an individual that's out there hustling?
It makes it tough. It makes it tough.
Kaylee
Even
just
the word
Kaylee just now she
struggle,
said
that's
garbage.
how you know it's tough.
Say that again,
Anytime,
Adam.
anytime you throw the word struggle in there, you know it's tough. So if you're struggling, your mental health is already messed up. Because if you're struggling, that means you ain't got it all together. But if you hustling, there's a difference between hustle and a struggle, or you just hustling. You know, because really it's a mindset.
What's
So
the mindset? The mental part or the hustle?
the
Both.
hustle part.
Both.
Because if you struggling, the mental health is probably not there. You're not where you want to be. You know, you feeling mentally, physically, and sometimes spiritually. So it's gonna take a toll on you. It's gonna take a toll on you.
So in other words, you're saying basically if you're just in survival mode.
You in survival mode if you're struggling. Now there's some people that can hustle without struggling. They're just out there getting it, but they're in that mindset of no matter what, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it how I live. I'm gonna get it, but I'm not struggling. But I'm gonna keep on. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know the word. I don't this English shit. Um,
Gonna keep
uh,
persevering.
yeah, they're gonna keep on persevering because that's just that mindset. But like I said, anytime you throw that word struggle in there, that's how you know that mindset is probably ain't where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said
Hey,
earlier, just
I'm gonna throw a little bit of a different angle of perspective right now
go
into
right
this, right?
ahead.
So,
You know we like them red pills.
yeah. So here's the thing. You know, I grew up. You know, what I noticed, most black folks, we don't really subscribe to, like, therapists and counselors, whatever you want to call them, right? Ain't nobody going to no
Healing is
clinic.
quiet.
I ain't crazy. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing, right? So, but we are receptive to religion. Now, talking from a person who grew up in the church, and I'm heavily in the church even to this day. Uh, Religion can kind of shape how we think and see the world and things of that nature, right? Uh, whether it's Christianity, uh, being a Muslim, whatever, right? Uh, I think that religion shapes how we view the world. But I think that a lot of times we need to get the understanding on why we may be feeling a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Um, I think we should, we never really peel back the layers on why you feeling angry, why you feeling upset about a certain situation, or why your only go-to is to throw your fists up. You see what I'm saying? Conflict resolution shouldn't always end up in a fight. You know, yeah, things like that. We don't ever really dive into those why we feel that way. What's the real root of the problem? You dig what I'm saying? So we just go. A lot of time we go to church and we hear about Shadrach, Meshach, and the bad Negro. You know what I'm saying? That's it. My boy
Yeah,
Claudia.
yeah.
But
So
yeah, no,
basically,
we
what?
don't never peel back the layers on why we feel a certain
So basically,
way.
if I'm hearing you correctly, you're saying therapy is not a weakness. It's
Ah,
a strategy. Is that what I'm hearing?
yep.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
I mean, and I agree with that because for the longest, I mean, now, I mean, shit, I don't wouldn't mind going. I mean, no, I don't know. My mentality about therapy is, I mean, I don't need to tell somebody else my problems
Why do you feel that way though?
because I'm the reason why my problems are there in the first place.
But you know what? We're all human. We're all human. We all need somebody to talk to. We all need somebody, even if it's just to be a listening ear, help relieve some of that load off of us, some of that
Oh
pressure.
yeah,
Because
100%, 100. But I feel like I shouldn't need
That's what
to
friends for.
exactly. I feel like I shouldn't have to pay somebody for that.
Well, you may have to pay, but or you could. I mean, like I said, well, the church I go to, they offer counseling, sessions and things like that. Just for being a member of the church, so to speak, I guess. But the way I like to look at it is like this: if I'm eating dinner with you, I see we're at the same table. Everything around us is still happening in real time. We can all see it, right? But I see it from the angle sitting across from you. You see it from the angle sitting across from me. who's ever sitting next to you, beside you, is sitting there seeing it from that angle. But all these events are still happening around us, but we're seeing it from different perspectives, right? And so that's how I look at it. It's like sometimes you can say, "Man, did you see such and such?" I'm looking at it straight on. You got to look over your shoulder because it's behind you. You see what I'm saying? And we need to be able to find at least one person we can trust to have those conversations with, and you can be vulnerable with. I think that's what we need to identify. It's nothing wrong with being vulnerable, nothing wrong with expressing your emotions. I just don't think you should do it for everybody to see. So therefore, don't get in front of no camera like this. Post online, crying and fussing and all this other stuff. No.
Yep. Yep. Now, let me add another red pill into the mix. Somebody said it earlier. Men in the Black community, especially, are raised to think that emotion cannot exist. Y'all were told, like they said, stop crying, stop being the bitch.
Yeah.
How can we change that narrative? How can we, as a community, because I mean, only 1 in 3 Black adults who need mental health care actually receive it. And when we do seek help, we're more likely to encounter providers who don't understand our lived experiences. There's some National Alliance on Mental Illness. How can we change that? Especially with our Black men, because I mean, it's so many of y'all, just speaking from a woman's perspective, it's so many of y'all that fuck up relationships, fuck up stuff with your families and all this, that, and the other, because we're all still so stuck on that men cannot show emotion. How can we get to that emotional intelligence stage?
Does there really need to be a change, or could we modify it to where, like O was saying, you just can't be outside crying? Because if you outside crying, 99% of women, that ain't gonna be your man. That's just how it go. You
I
don't want
mean,
that guy
true.
that's on the floor and on the sidewalk with his head down crying because his baby mama left. Like you don't want that. But we have to figure out a way to instill that strength of being a Black man, but at the same time being emotionally available and emotionally um, able to show vulnerability at the right times.
Yep. That's why I advocate for wolf packs. Is
That's why
men
what?
get wolf packs. So meaning that's what men get together. Y'all can have your beer, some wings or something like that there, and then you can get that quiche out you, get that bitch out you. You know what I'm saying? Don't you do that around your woman though? You know what I'm saying? Get
Can't
that
do it.
bitch out you though around your men, friends, your peers. You see what I'm saying? And then we gonna let they gonna get that out you, and you go back home and you deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to get it out. You got to get it out.
Got to get it out.
The thing about it is, if you're gonna see me cry like that, just know that it's really something. You know what I'm saying? That's how it should be. It should be the see. You gotta allow the man to be the hero. Gotta let the man be the hero. Okay. This may be. Look, I may get a lot of criticism for this, and I'm okay with that. I'll take that. Listen, man. I'll take the arrows. I got my shield. I ain't tripping. Let the man be the hero. Okay. But then, if he has that moment, the woman and the kids will be like, "Oh,
But you know
you
what?
know what I'm saying?
See, oh, it's a little
There's
different for me
something
though.
going
It's a
on."
little different for me. So
Okay, speak on.
instead of the hero mentality, it's that I'm my brother's keeper and my sister's protector mentality. Like it's the protecting side of me that don't want to show any sort of weakness. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily a hero, but it's more so like let me be the leader of this team.
I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Just since I'm the only female up in this mix today, Me personally, I know I'm built a little bit different. I know I am. Okay, I'm built a lot of bit different. But I want my man to show me that emotion sometimes. I want to see and know
Mhm.
that he's human, just like everybody else. Because I guess since I have been forced to be in a situation of a single mother where I am both male and female counterparts in the household, as far as mentality, um, that's a hell of a load to bear. To lead a whole family, to lead a community, whatever you want to call it, that's a hell of a load to bear. That man, at the end of the day, is still a human. Is still a person just like everybody else. So I would love for him to feel comfortable enough with me to be able to show it. Don't have to be all the time, but I want to know that man is human too.
I ask you a question.
Of course.
Who experiences unconditional love?
Who experiences it?
Yeah.
Honestly, I can't really give you an answer to that.
Well, women, children, and dogs. They the only ones that experience unconditional love. You know
That's
what I'm
what I was
saying?
about to answer.
All I'm saying is, let me tell you something. All I'm saying is, as you know, most men experience this. Not all. But when I say most, I'm talking about 51% or more, right? So I don't have
Okay.
the raw numbers, but I guarantee you, let you stop producing.
I mean,
You got,
like like I said, I'm a
you're more than
lot
welcome to
different.
tell me I'm wrong, but let that man stop producing. Stop being about your purpose, and see if that shot clock expiring your behind. That
But you
shot
know
clock
what?
gonna run out.
I gotta
It's
say
gonna
though,
run out, I say.
if you a true queen to a true king, that queen knows and understands that everybody slips and falls. At some point, everybody slips and falls. And it is her job, her duty as that queen to stick out her hand and say, baby, I got you. I got you. I got us. I got this until you can get back on your feet.
And you need to do it expeditiously because, like I said, that shot clock will expire on your butt. And we can't be talking about kings and stuff because understand the king is determined by his kingdom. If everybody around you can't be dusty and you talking about you a king, come on. No, no, no. Let's say it how it is. Kings, no. See, this is like everybody talking about being a boss. Can't be a boss because the boss eats last. He pays the employees first.
Okay. Well, let
You
me
know
throw
what I'm
this.
saying?
Let me throw this statistic at you, and this is
Okay.
from the 2021 version of Journal of Black Psychology. Black women, in particular, experience higher rates of burnout due to the strong Black woman expectation, which research shows leads to chronic stress, depression, and emotional suppression. So, when you say that king needs to do it expeditiously, I feel that. I do, because he does.
You know why? Because pressure is made for shoulders, not hips. I'm going to say that again for the people in the back. Pressure is made for shoulders, not hips. It is not meant for a woman to take on the burdens that a man takes on. It's just not meant to be. You know what I'm saying? And if you are, more power to you. But you shouldn't be doing that for long periods of time. And it's, look, I salute single mothers and things like that. I'm not even, man, I'm not saying nothing like, you know what I'm saying? Circumstances happen. You dig what I'm saying? Things happen.
Mhm.
Shit happens. You know what I'm saying? But it was never supposed to be that way.
Mhm. I agree.
That's not the norm. That's not what God intended.
So this kind of opens up the doorway for another aspect of things,
Okay.
which is the strong Black woman mentality. I mean, do we feel like within the Black community we have kind of doomed ourselves to that mental burnout because we've introduced that element?
I think that you could be strong and not be masculine. Okay.
Okay.
So 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 so,
Explain a little
so
bit more.
when we think of strong Black woman, we think of a I'm gonna pull myself up by my bootstraps and I'm gonna take on all this burden and stress and pressure all by myself. When y'all probably heard this before, many hands make lighter loads. You know what I'm saying? You go to a construction site. It's a team. It's a crew. Think about sports. You work as a team. It's not a single effort. This ain't tennis. You know what I'm saying? It's a team. It's a crew. It's a community. You dig what I'm saying? But when you think of strong Black, when I think of strong Black woman, I'm gonna do it all by myself. Yeah, of course you're gonna burn yourself out.
But you know, it's a lot of Black women out there, a lot of them that didn't ask for that. They were forced into that.
And that's why. Look, earlier when I said I salute, I understand that I'm not even pointing the finger like bad single woman. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I understand things happen. Some things man, it should be fucked up sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You were sold some wolf tickets. You were sold a dream. You've been bamboozled. You've been hoodwinked. All that stuff. You dig what I'm saying? But it never was supposed to be that way. You know what I'm saying?
So
That's all
it's
I can say. I don't even have no answer or no solution. Only thing I can say is there was a time. There was a time when you brought a young man, or a young man came around. He had to be vetted by either younger, older brothers and the father before he was able to get to that particular woman. Now, a lot of times, because the father is not around or in the picture, in the mix, or whatever the case may be, and a woman is deciding and picking and vetting for herself, I think that could possibly lead to some problems. And I'm not saying that women can't make good decisions. I'm saying that when you see things from a different perspective, you could possibly see the holes. You know what
so
I'm saying? You take the road colors lens glasses off. You know what I'm saying? You can see,
yeah.
nah, this dude here, nah. Nigga here, a player.
So
yeah,
it
yeah,
kind of
yeah. He
sounds
just.
like from everything we've talked about thus far, on the male side of things, we got the I'm trying to think of the right word. We got the pressure of not showing emotion. That's on the male side. Then on the female side, we have the pressure of shouldering a load when we ain't supposed to. So we all out here just hustling, going through everyday life, and this is now the norm. You know, the males on this side, the females on this side. This is now the norm. It sounds like we all just need some self-care. That's what it sounds like to me. What y'all think about that?
Yeah.
First of all, social media is the devil. Social media is the devil. I know we
Let the
talked
church
about
say
red
amen.
pill, and
Hey.
we like red pill, and that's what sells. But damn it, that shouldn't be what sells. And if that's what sells isn't always great for everyone. So what's good for somebody, damn sure probably ain't good for the masses. So we can't continue to believe what we see, and I'll say on media. Period. That's on TV. That's on social media. We see examples of let's say Cardi B. Cardi B right now. Okay, Cardi B got what? She just, I guess she just broke up with Stephon Diggs. First of all, she got with what's his name? Offset, got married, had kids by him. Cool, that's what's up. He cheated, idiot. You don't do that. But at the same time, as a revenge, you're gonna get with somebody that got 6 different baby mamas and he is a serial cheater too. I mean, and people are celebrating that and believe like that's okay. No. No, and that's why I said social media is the devil. Because now we got young girls looking at Cardi and stuff like that. Like, yeah, that's what's up, Cardi. I can do that too. You know, f these dudes and forget these dudes, and we don't need these dudes. We do it on our own. And then we 21, and we don't know how the world really works. So we got to get off social media and stop applying it to our own lives, because social media is not real life. It is not.
This is
Yeah,
true.
yeah. I hate that a lot of times that we look for celebrities for answers to problems that don't really. It should not really. They move in a different world. Okay, it's just a different world in which they live in. So for instance, uh, they shouldn't be giving no political advice. Hell, they shouldn't be even giving dating advice. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and we shouldn't even look toward them for that type of answer or solution. There is, first of all, if you're pregnant with another man's baby, stop trying to don't look nowhere else. Stop. You know what I'm saying? Whether you got millions in the bank or not, stop. Sit your behind down and kick your feet up and have that baby. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be doing nothing with no other man. Amen.
Amen.
That ain't got nothing to do with religion or nothing. Just come on, man. Come on, man. That's just dusty.
I
That,
mean,
that,
that
that that's just dusty behavior.
to me, that falls under the self-care aspect because, I mean, like y'all using her as an example. I mean, why are you involving yourself into a relationship that quickly anyway?
And
Why have you not taken the time to reflect and heal and learn?
so that's what I'm saying. Like part of media training, yeah, they teach you how to do interviews and things like that. That should be part of your media training. People are watching. We can see you. Like what that boy Cat Williams say. Do you know we can see you? Yeah, like we can see you. And
Yeah.
so it's like, if we're just using that as an example, but if that translates into the average man or woman's life, like come on, man, that leads to a culture of degeneracy. And that's degenerate behavior. So, I mean, really, I think what the solution should be is to identify where we're at now, make the proper, steps to change, right? And then we need to be telling people in our circle of influence, the younger generation. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's at your job or whatever kind of community you work in, you know what I'm saying, or you're around, let people know, man, that you can see somebody. In your lifetime as you walking around or whatever the case, you can see people moving in a way that reminds you of your younger self. You know what I'm saying? You can pull that person to the side and say, "Hey, man," or say, "Young lady, uh, I know where you're going. That ain't it."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But we in
It,
that generation to where when the older gentleman, let's say older, you walking down the street, and the older gentleman say, "Hey, young brother, I'm going the route you was going back in my day. I don't think you should head down there." You be like, "Oh yeah, you right, sir. You right." But we in a generation now to where I'm walking down the street, an older guy say, "Hey, young fella, that's not the route I want you to go. I done it before." A lot of these young cats be like, "I don't want to hear you, old nigga. I don't want to hear that.
It's true.
How you gonna tell me what to do? You don't even know me. Why are you coming up to me?" So we have to find that medium. We have to get back to where we are listening to our older generation and pulling from them, because I believe that's where the answers really come from. They don't come from the celebrities. They don't come from media. It all comes from experiences from the older group.
yeah.
Even if it's not within your family or your circle, you know, the older generation has the answers. They might not all be the right answers, but they got some damn good answers that we can use today.
Oh Lord. So now I'm gonna throw another red pill in here for you, Adam. I have seen so many videos over the last couple of months of the younger generation. talking about how they're so traumatized and how they are not heard and we don't listen. I'm
You're
sick of
fucking
it, to be
stupid.
honest. There's over there smiling, laughing.
I'm
It
laughing
to
at what
me,
Kaylee just said.
what's that?
You say it again, Kaylee.
So they're fucking stupid. Instead of whining and complaining about the trauma you're going through, you're supposed to use that to make yourself a better person and learn.
Facts. Big facts.
Travis, I see your face.
I like it.
Yes,
I
big facts.
like it. I say.
Hey, Kaylee,
Big
how
facts.
old are you?
Hmm?
How old are you?
25, almost 26.
We need more
Okay,
Kayleys,
I'll keep
goddammit.
like
Bring
that.
some more
there,
Kayleys
there,
around
there
here.
is hope.
I mean, she is around me though.
There's hope.
That was before
No,
you.
I'm playing. I'm playing. I'm
You,
playing.
with
There,
you around,
there.
you allowed me to be soft, and that is what a man's job is supposed to do.
Facts.
Oh, my baby doing right.
There,
He
Oh,
trying
there's
not to
make
hope.
your
smile and shit
mama
over
proud.
there.
I do what I can.
There is
Nah,
hope.
but yeah, for real though, it's I mean, I have my own personal experience with this as a parent, where I had a child that was acting out, completely acting out, didn't want to listen to nothing, didn't want to listen to nobody. This child just knew everything, and nothing I went through or tried to speak on resonated. Like Adam said, we gotta try to find that common ground, but damn, it's like taking a hammer and nail to a brick wall.
But sometimes you gotta just keep beating that nail. Sometimes you just gotta keep hitting it. You gotta keep hitting it and hitting it till something cracks. Because I know even for me, I was that kid. I ain't trying to hear what these old folks. I ain't trying to hear what my parents saying. Even though my dad or my mom been through it, I ain't trying to hear that. Y'all just my parents. Y'all just saying that because y'all supposed to say that. But shit. Now I'm 37 years old. Look, I had to think about it. I'm 37, and I look back. I'm like, these fools are right all along. Well,
Yeah,
one of them was right all along, but I see, the similarities of, me and, my parents. So really, we walking down the same path as, our older generation. We really don't need to steer away from that. Are there going to be some variance? Yeah, there's going to be some variance because, as time changes, some things got to change.
mm,
But I really believe we need to stick to that same mold as the older generation did. Because, like I said, for the most part, it was slow, easy, and it was straight. I mean, sound good to me, y'all. They used to be able to live off $20,000 in a one bedroom, one bath home, and everybody was happy. They had 6 kids, and the man worked. The woman worked if she wanted to, if she could. If she didn't, she was at home. She was chilling, and everything was, hunky dory for the
Hold
most
on.
part.
Did they have cable TV?
Didn't need it.
So
Everybody at the table.
how many times they ate out a week?
Don't need to eat out.
Oh,
Don't need to.
wait. Did they have a car? No.
I mean, they had a car note, but it's $3.
But once they paid it off, they did what? Kept fixing it, huh?
Oh yeah,
Uh,
that's
oh,
what you
oh, oh,
do.
oh, oh.
That's
Let me
what you do.
don't let me. I'm sorry. I'll let you finish. Go ahead. I just
No, you're right though. You're right though. You're
yeah,
right.
yeah.
they
I
they they,
know.
they did they did they did Lil Did they have a firm?
Right. Right. You're right. Hey, that's what I'm saying.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, you good.
That was another episode. Okay.
I do know one thing that I think really needs to be addressed when it comes to, the mental health journey while you hustling and, just living this everyday thing called life. I know I was guilty before of healing and feeling guilty about it. I didn't allow myself in the past to actually heal and actually come to terms with what needed to be done for me to get to that mental stability, that mental healing part. So I think a lot of people need to own up to the fact that you don't have to feel guilty about it.
But it
You know,
also
you don't-
falls into that self accountability part where whatever happened, what did you learn from that? How can you move on from that? Treat it as a lesson learned, move on to the next.
yeah. Healing actually does become possible when you stop pretending that you're alone.
Yep.
Yes.
When you realize that you're not alone, that there are other people that go through what you go through, that's when you can actually open yourself up to healing. And really, that's the basis of this whole podcast, is to let other people see and know we humans just like them.
Yeah.
You know, we do this shit live for the simple fact that it's unscripted, for one, you know, and for two, we are coming at everybody from a real life perspective. We're not coming with that social media bullshit. Like, oh, my life is so great. Oh, yeah, you know, we're not coming at people like that. We letting them know we human just like you. We got issues just like you.
Yeah.
But we understand the concept and factor of community.
Yep. There we go right there. So I think once you find a good community, because here's the thing. I'm gonna let Uncle Bam talk to you for a second. Look, I was 35 years old the first time I got a real hug from a man. No homo. It was just a real manly hug. It was just an embrace, and I melted almost like a baby. You dig what I'm saying? Because my dad didn't hug me. He didn't really affirm me as I kind of wish that he would have. It was always kind of like, it's okay. You do better. You know what I'm saying? A little pat on the head or whatever the case. But I was 35 years old the first time I got a real hug, a real manly hug that said, "Hey, I see you." And I was going through some things around that time,
Yeah.
and I needed that. You know what I'm saying? I needed to get that Keisha out me. You know what I'm saying? I had to cry, I had to do all that. You know what I'm saying? I needed to get that off me. And so, but I felt safe. I felt comfortable to do it. I didn't feel like if I would have, that would be weaponized against me later on in the future. You feel what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of times men don't do that because
Because it's
because
weaponizing. Yeah.
it could be weaponized against you. Yes, sir. Okay. If you never experienced that, be thankful for that. Okay. But yes, so but it was about having that community I felt safe to do so in. As long as we start creating environments, safe environments, to where we can open up, we can speak what is really happening to us, and we can let down the walls. My
And
name
you
is
don't have to
Octavius,
pay nobody to do it.
and my name is Octavius Actions, and I approve this message.
So we kind of running low on time here. Um, I want to ask all of y'all, how do you see today's conversation continuing beyond this? Like, what is something that you can give to our listeners, watchers? You know, what can we tell them for words of encouragement as they go on their healing journey? How they can continue beyond this conversation?
Today we live in a social media world. There's nothing we can do about it. Social media was given to us by the devil. So what we can do is change our algorithms. So if you're looking at positive stuff all the time, if you're looking at, let's say, green pill, because we don't really have we don't even have a name for the positive stuff. So I'm gonna call it the green pill stuff. So if we're watching the green pill stuff, we're watching things that are going to enrich our lives, enrich our mental, enrich our spiritual, and that is within your algorithm. So with an algorithm, it just replays what you've been watching constantly. That's what an algorithm is in social media. So if you look at something good one day, it's gonna come back the next day because it sees that this is what you like. So if we're putting the good stuff in and we're watching the good stuff on social media, we're if you're a spiritual person, you got an algorithm talking about God and religion, just things that can enrich your life. I guarantee that'll change your mindset.
All right,
It'll
Octavius,
change your
what you got?
algorithm.
I think comparison is the thief of joy. So, to piggyback on my brother here, so a lot of times we look at social media and we compare ourselves to other people. We don't know how they got it. We don't know if they just renting. We don't know if they just fronting. We don't know if they parking lot pimping. We don't know.
True.
You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. And what you know what I mean by parking lot pimping?
Uh-huh.
You didn't have enough to get in the club, but you stood by that nice ride on the way out, trying to holler at you.
We all
Yeah.
done done
So,
it.
hey, trying to tell you something. So we don't know how they got the grass green. We don't even know if it's astroturf. All we know is that they got green grass, right? But we don't know. But to have green grass, you got to put in that work. You got to put in that effort and things like that. We may not all be on the same level. We may not start. We may not ever even started on the same step. But as long as you're better than you was yesterday, and you're better than you was the day before,
That part.
you got progress. You in a good place.
That part. All right, Darius, what you got?
I mean, there's always more. There's always more. That's
Expand on
true.
that a little bit.
So pretty much from this whole episode, my drive has been just to get more, push me to be more. So change. I mean, if you don't have that, if you don't have people around you like that, you need to change who you're hanging around. If you
Change
don't got
mindset.
anybody, if you don't got anybody that's gonna tell you when you fucking up, you need to change who you hang around.
I can totally agree. Now, for me, what I can say is find your groove. Find what fits you, what works for you, how you can unwind and relax because it don't always have to be them streets is calling. It don't always have to be that. You have to find what suits you. I know something that suits me is most of y'all know I write. I do poetry. So I wrote a little something. Mental wealth is not a destination. It is a daily decision, a choice to breathe, to rest, to feel, to heal. And in a world where Black people carry more stress, receive less care, and are expected to be endlessly strong, choosing yourself is a radical act of freedom. Today, we reclaim our right to peace, our right to joy, our right to wholeness, even while we hustle. So, with that, I say find what works for you. Express yourself in a positive light, and you'll be amazed at the healing journey and how far you can go with it. So, next week, what are we bringing to the table?
Oh, oh.
Next week, we are going to be talking about raising the next generation with purpose. Hmm. So, we can actually expand on today's episode and bring more of the younger generation in. So I'm kind of excited about that. And then I do also want to thank my fellow panelists because as of tomorrow, we done made a year, y'all. So happy anniversary to Just the Tip. One whole year. We thank our watchers, our listeners. We thank everybody for joining us on this journey. It has been a hell of a journey thus far. And I, for one, I don't know about y'all, but I, for one, am excited to see how much farther we can take this journey.
Come on,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So,
let's
and then we
go.
do have one announcement. Darius, would you like to announce? Or did you already forget?
I'm not gonna already forgot.
Well, seeing as how Facebook doesn't like to keep live videos
Oh
around,
yeah. Yeah.
um, starting tomorrow, y'all can actually catch season 3 episodes on our YouTube channel. So make sure y'all go and check out YouTube.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Um,
Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do all that shit, you know what I'm saying?
so yeah, starting tomorrow, so, the episodes of season 3 will start being available on YouTube. So
Wonderful, wonderful.
well, y'all, I really enjoyed today's conversation. I thank y'all for joining the dialogue. I really, really do. And shit, y'all have a great week, and we will be in this thing same time, same place next week.
Y'all ain't even notice I got my braces out.
Oh
No,
shit.
I noticed. I ain't
Oh,
want to say nothing. I was
look
waiting on you to bring
at
it up.
you!
Hey,
Yeah.
that's what's up.
Know what I'm
Well,
saying?
congratulations,
Uh,
grown
Boy, I
man.
got the
uh,
Yeah, I got the teeth straight now, baby.
That's what's
Oh, it
Getting
was
up.
my
all
That's what's
smiles
headshot
the
up.
whole
done.
time. I was like, he gonna say it one of these times. He
Yeah.
trying to show everybody.
Hey, I'm ready. I'm ready. Hey, I'm finna go do some photo shoots or something.
Yup.
Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. But all right,
Y'all be
well,
blessed.
thank y'all. See y'all next week.
Literally.